Hello and welcome back to my channel, Welshman Reviews. I'm Gareth, and today I'm going to be doing my review for the latest horror movie that's come out by Eli Roth, Thanksgiving. So this is based off his fake trailer that he did for Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino's double feature Grindhouse movies. There was a lot of fake trailers in amongst that, and one of them was Thanksgiving. So this is more of a feature length now of that treatment. It is. So, as I said, it is directed by Eli Roth, who's known for a lot of things like Hostel. He did do a cannibal horror movie, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I can't remember the name of it now, to be honest. He did do Cabin Fever as well. Like I said, Hostile. It did. If I can find that other one now, it's going to kill me otherwise. But forget it. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it was called. Green Inferno, wasn't it? Something like that. I think he did as well. So he wrote this with Jeff Rendell as well, who I think they both did the trailer as well for that Grindhouse double feature. The movie does star Patrick Dempsey as Sheriff Eric Newland. It is. Also stars Nell Valaki. If I butchered that last name, my apologies, who is Jessica Wright. Her father's played by Rick Hoffman, Thomas Wright, who you probably know from Suits. He's more famous for that TV series. Karen Cliche as Kathleen, his wife and Jessica's stepmother. It is, and a few others as well. I think Tim Dillon plays Manny, a security guard in the beginning of the movie. I think he's well known as a comedian in America. And that, Ty Olsson as Mitch Collins as well. So this movie is about... It starts off a year prior to where the rest of the movie starts off. So we're on Thanksgiving in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the infamous birthplace of the infamous holiday it is. And Jessica's father owns like a Walmart type shop out there. It is. So he's doing a massive sale that night. It is. So first 100 customers gets a free waffle iron. So you have Jessica and her friends have to drop off by there before going to the cinema. It's like a whole chaos outside already. A lot of effing and blinding and all that to the security guards and all. They want the doors to open and all that. It is. But Jessica and all that managed to get in first, because obviously her old man owns the store, and it kind of kicks off from there where some people see him in there and all that. One of the kids, her friends, kind of like takes the mick out of the crowd a little bit from inside the shop, so everyone stampedes in and all that. So a few deaths, and the sheriff shoots his gun, and then it kind of just stops there and all that, and picks up a year later. So we get to a year later then, and then pretty much the same shops doing the same offers again and all that. Some of the crowd town don't like it, think it shouldn't happen. And obviously there's a killer on the loose now who also doesn't think it happens. But this killer is dressed up as one of the pilgrims, and I can't remember the name of the guy now. It is absolutely gone from my head now and all that, who he's dressed up as. But he's dressed up as that, and he's killing people from that stampede who are kind of at fault for the stampede and the murders and the deaths that happened during that time. So you're pretty much getting a kill by kill by kill. Then it comes to Jessica and her family. We get a little chase here and there. We do some good kills in the movie, and then we get our big showdown at the end of the movie. It's not really much more to say about this movie. It is a basic storyline, which really goes in line with 90s horror movies. I was going to say Scream and that, but I think this movie is more in line with I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like a little small town up against a bit of a killer type of thing, and people from a year previous trying to solve the murder and stop the killings and stuff like that. To me, go into my likes and dislikes, I can't say I enjoyed this movie wholeheartedly. I've seen a lot of people really big up this movie. One just made me laugh out loud because this one guy literally thought it was going to be, you're going to think of this movie like people think of Halloween. Not in a million years. This movie will be forgotten about by next year, by the beginning of next year, in my opinion. It's, like I said, a very basic story. I would say it leans heavy. I personally would have liked it to lean more heavily into the comedy part of it. Supposedly it was some comedy in this movie. I didn't really pick up on it, to be honest. Some of the characters are okay. I didn't really resonate with any characters in the movie, to be honest. I didn't care who survived and who died, to be honest, in this movie. There are some good kills in this, some very gory kills. This is an 18 after all, and Eli Roth does do a lot of gore in his movies, so you do see a couple of really good kills. There is one in it with a trampoline and a knife sticking up from it. Stuff like that really always goes through me with kills like that. But yeah, some really good kills. But I think the biggest thing that disappointed, I didn't mind the first two-thirds of this movie. I thought it was pretty good. My biggest problem is probably the last third of this movie. I think this movie needed parts of it to let it breathe a little bit and get a little bit more into the story. By the time the third act, it's like Jessica and her family get caught, and then she escapes, and then it's like boom, 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 boom until the end. It's like no little breathing space, or even when the killer is revealed at the end and all that, it's not like a really good monologue that why they're doing this and that. It's really basic and really boring, to be honest, of a motive and all that. You think movies these days would be a bit more creative in the horror of like why certain characters kill people in these movies and that, but for this one, it is it is a bit of a heartbreaking thing when you do look at it. But the problem is you don't dwell on it that much in the movie, because the minute you get told about it, boom, you're on to the next scene, and then the big next chase scene, and then the big finale and stuff like that. If you love your 90s movies, boom, you're going to love this one. Your 90s horrors movies, you're going to love this. And I do like my 90s horrors, but I think this is a poor 90s horror movie. It's definitely not up there with Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer or Urban Legends, them type of ones. It's nowhere near as good as them ones, but maybe I need to give it a second watch just to give it another go. But on a first time watch and what I saw, I really wasn't that impressed with this movie, unfortunately. So I do give this movie 4 out of 10, and that's mainly because of the kills. I did like the kills in this movie. The killer, you could kind of guess who the killer is pretty much by the build of the killer in it. So you can discount some characters and thing. Because that was another thing I really bad. There was a lot of characters in here, and there's a lot of red herrings. And I was like, most of them you know are red herrings just because of the body shape of them. It is, so you kind of know who thing. But I wasn't that. Like I say, I wasn't that impressed with the movie, especially the killer at the end. I thought it would have gone maybe a different way, but it didn't. And then you get that usual end scene where you think the killer comes back at the end, and it's pretty much. I'm not going to say that. It's kind of going to be a spoiler, to be honest. But yeah, 4 out of 10 for this movie. I will probably give it a watch another time and all that to see if my opinion changes on it after a second time watch. But overall, I think it was a drop ball for what could have been a really good movie, to be honest, because the trailer for this movie makes it look like, I mean, the old trailer for The Grindhouse, I would have loved to have seen a version of that. That looks really good. That appealed to me more, unfortunately, than what this movie did. So yeah, like I said, 4 out of 10. I wasn't the biggest fan of it myself, but watch it yourself, make up your own minds and that. But that's my review. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, tell me what you thought of the movie, or if you're going to go and see the movie. I do reply back to all the comments. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.